Jesse, let us begin with Beautiful Soup.
Sure, Harry.
What is Beautiful Soup?
Beautiful Soup is a Python library used for parsing HTML and XML documents. It creates parse trees from page source code, which makes it easier to extract or manipulate data. It matters because web scraping often requires navigation through HTML structures, facilitating data collection from websites.
Key concepts here are HTML parsing, data extraction, explain its purpose, and provide examples to showcase its utility. Common mistakes candidates make here are not highlighting limitations such as handling malformed HTML. What are the key features of Beautiful Soup?
Key features of Beautiful Soup include its ability to parse various document types, navigate and search the parse tree with ease, and handle incorrect markup. These features are essential because they simplify the web scraping process, allowing users to efficiently extract desired information.
Key concepts here are parse tree navigation, document parsing, discuss features, and provide real-life applications. Common mistakes candidates make here are overlooking the performance when parsing large documents. Why is Beautiful Soup preferred for web scraping?
Beautiful Soup is preferred for web scraping due to its simplicity and user-friendly API, which is especially appealing to beginners. Additionally, it works well with various backend parsers like LLM and HTML5LIB, providing flexibility depending on the parsing needs.
Key concepts here are web scraping, API usage, focus on usability and integration capabilities. Common mistakes candidates make here are not mentioning its integration with requests library. What are the limitations of Beautiful Soup?
Limitations of Beautiful Soup include its relative slowness compared to libraries like Lexop, making it less suitable for very large documents or high-performance applications. Furthermore, it may struggle with heavily JavaScript-driven sites, requiring additional tools for effective scraping.
Key concepts here are performance issues, JavaScript, rendering. Be honest about its capabilities and trade-offs. Common mistakes candidates make here are ignoring the need for complementary tools in JS-heavy environments. Can Beautiful Soup handle malformed HTML?
Yes, one of Beautiful Soup's strengths is its capability to parse even poorly structured HTML. It attempts to fix any discrepancies by converting it into a format that can be navigated. This feature is critical when scraping real-world websites where HTML is often not well-formed.
Key concepts here are malformed HTML handling, data integrity, emphasize its resilience in real-world applications. Common mistakes candidates make here are failing to test with varied HTML structures. How can you extract all links from a web page using Beautiful Soup?
To extract all links, I'd first use the request library to retrieve the web page, then parse it with Beautiful Soup. I would specifically look for less than and greater than tags and extract the href attributes for the links. This approach efficiently collects all hyperlinks presented. However, I need to be aware of potential none values if a tag doesn't contain href.
Key concepts here are web scraping, link extraction, highlight robust error handling, and efficiency. Common mistakes candidates make here are not checking for none values in href attributes. How would you handle pagination in a web scraping project using Beautiful Soup?
To manage pagination, I would typically identify the pagination structure in the HTML, such as next buttons or page numbers. By iterating through these, I could apply my previous extraction logic on each page. I'd maintain a list to collect the data seamlessly across all pages. An edge case would be recognizing when the last page is reached.
Key concepts here are pagination handling, iterative scripting, discuss efficient loop structures, and termination conditions. Common mistakes candidates make here are missing termination conditions for loops. How can you handle rate limiting while scraping websites?
To manage rate limiting, I would insert a time delay between requests using the time.sleep function. I might monitor the website's response headers for any rate limit warnings and adjust the delay accordingly. It's crucial to adhere to these limits to avoid being blocked.
Key concepts here are rate limiting, request delays. Discuss strategies for monitoring and adjusting delays. Common mistakes candidates make here are failing to add delays between requests. What is the best way to store scraped data?
The best way to store scraped data is to use structured formats like CSV or JSON for easy access. In this case, I would use Python CSV module to write the collected data into a CSV file. This format is generally user-friendly for both data analysis and sharing.
Key concepts here are data storage, CSV file handling, highlight the importance of data organization. Common mistakes candidates make here are not handling potential file errors. How can you extract structured data from a JSON API?
To extract structured data from a JSON API, first I would use the request library to make a GET request to the API. Then, I'd pass a return JSON with .json method and extract the desired fields using standard dictionary access. It's important to consider the possibility of missing fields in the response.
Key concepts here are API interaction, JSON parsing. Discuss the importance of error handling. Common mistakes candidates make here are not validating the API response. That concludes the interview.
Thank you, Harry.
Subscribe for more technical interviews. For such content, do like, subscribe and share.